Sir, time 11 o'clock. Can we start the meeting, sir? Ramesh, sir?
Yes, yes, it's fine.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Good morning, one and all. I welcome all the gathered people here for this today expert webinar on art of publishing, review and research articles. Now I welcome Dr. R. Ramesh, Assistant HOD, Mechanical Department, Assistant Dean, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, to give his presidential address. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sandamarai. Good morning to everyone. Respected speaker of today's webinar session, Dr. J. Naveen, Assistant Professor, Senior Grade, School of Mechanical Engineering, Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. The coordinators of this event, Dr. Sandamarai Kannan, Mr. Kirubagaran, Department of Mechanical Engineering, senior professors, faculty members from our college and department, and dear participants from various other institutions and other organizations. I am very happy to welcome you all for this webinar on Art of Publishing Review and Research Articles, organized by Department of Mechanical Engineering, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Sri Perumbudur, Chennai. We hope this platform will be very much useful for the faculty members, researchers, and active young researchers as well, and will give you a good platform for knowledge sharing. We hope we have around 450 participants registered for this webinar from all over India. And now, with the permission from the coordinators, I would like to brief about our department. The Department of Mechanical Engineering is started in the year 1984, and the programs run by the departments are B. Mechanical Engineering, B. Mechatronics Engineering, ME Industrial Automation and Robotics, and PhD full-time and part-time. The Mechanical Engineering program offered by the department is continuously accredited by National Board of Accreditation since 1998. Department has a well-experienced faculty and staff members of proven ability and administrative skills. It has well-equipped laboratories that cater to the need of the students. Department also take up very good industrial consultancy works from various industries nearby. We have a very good infrastructure and testing facilities in the various streams like design stream, manufacturing stream, and thermal engineering stream. So I request the participants to have and utilize the joint collaborative work in the near future. So with that, on behalf of the Department of Mechanical Engineering, SVCE, I once again welcome you all for this webinar section and request your fullest cooperation in making this event memorable one and grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Dr. Sandamarai.
Thank you, sir. Now I am very much delighted to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. J. Naveen. Dr. J. Naveen is currently working in the School of Mechanical Engineering, Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore. He has completed his PhD in ballistic composites at University Putra, Malaysia, and received Graduate On Time Award, 3 minutes thesis competition award, and special graduate research allowance. His specialization includes ballistic performance of composites, body armor research, hybrid composites, biocomposites, and nanocomposites. He has completed his master's in engineering design at Anna University. He received gold medal in this category. An undergraduate in mechanical engineering from Anna University itself. In the past 3 years, he has published 23 international journals, 6 book chapters and 1 intellectual property rights related to body armor. Welcome, sir. Now I welcome today's speaker, Naveen Gandhi, to deliver his speech. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sinthamurekanan, for the nice introduction. Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Naveen. Currently, I am working at VIT University, Vellore. First of all, I would like to thank the coordinators, Dr. Sinthamurekanan, Mr. Thirupagaran, the head of the department and the management of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, for giving this wonderful opportunity to share my research experience with the participants all over the India. Now, let me enter into my title. So the title given to me is Art of Publishing Review and Research Articles. So otherwise I can say Art of Writing Review and Research Articles. Previously I thought to discuss only with the my area of specialization. Then we have decided we have gone with the title Art of Publishing Review and Research Articles. I mean with respect to all the areas I would like to cover, so that it will be useful for all the participants. So let me enter into my slide. Yes. So these are all the topics I'm going to discuss today. Some basic introduction. So as a researcher, before writing any review or research article, so what else we should have, and the subject area, how we are going to identify the subject area for writing a review article, and when should we write the review article, what is a review article, and the function of a review article or the objective of a review article. Then that is the next important point. Artistic elements of a review article. So like a body, I can say it's a body of a review article. So we will discuss in detail, and the art of academic writing, and some tips on writing and publishing a research paper. Now, let me go to the introduction. So before, okay, you are going to write a review paper or you are going to write a research article. Before that, what is meaning? Okay, the things we should, update or we should focus before writing a review or research article. Okay, so I can say three most important points before writing a review or research article. Okay, the first and foremost important thing is time management. Of course, we people are working in an industry or in an academic sector, so we need to manage our time because we have the family. So we need to balance our family, with research and our job. So to manage these three, we should manage our time. For example, if we have family, of course, we will have some kids, right? So we cannot write our research article with our kids. So always we should plan. Maybe when they are sleeping, we can plan accordingly. We should manage your time, right? At least 2 to 3 hours per day, we have to spend some time. And come to this.
Excuse me, sir, we cannot see your presentation.
Excuse me, madam, please pin people, in the people, you have to pin presentation Naveen Gandhi, madam. Presentation was there. You have to pin it in Google. We have to. You can able to pin it. You go to people. In that, go for presentation. Naveen Gandhi presentation is there. In that, you please pin it. Sir, you continue, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the feedback, because my slide should be visible. Otherwise, there is no use, right? So, is it visible, ma'am? Can you able to see my slide? The other participants?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Coming to the second most important point, location. Okay. So after managing your time, so we have to focus on the location. And before going to the session, I just want to let you know it's not a technical session. Okay. So I'm just sharing my experience how to write the review and research article. Okay. So after time management, coming to the most important point, location. Because we are writing a technical paper, we are not just writing a story, right? So you should have a peaceful mind to write new content, or you're going to give the mechanism for your experiment. What you have maybe based on your data, you're going to write the things and you're going to give the justification for your results. So for which you should have a peaceful mindset. And so that is what I'm trying to say. So the location of your writing is also an important factor. Okay. After time management, after location, and coming to the third most important point, literature. Yeah, of course, up-to-date literature is essential to write a review or research article. Because I can give you an example. When I was doing my PhD, one of my friend, she has completed all her experiments, but before submitting her paper, okay, she identified one paper in which they have conducted a similar set of experiment related to her research work. Then she couldn't submit a paper. Then we were sit together. We have taken the original paper, which has been already published. Then we have compared with her own result. Each and every line we have gone through the literature. What is the difference between her paper and this paper? So what I'm trying to say is, so up-to-date literature, you should go with the literature. Otherwise, it is very difficult to publish your research article or review article, because during the article submission, that is the first step all the editors and the review panel members they will do. So they will just copy your title, then they will post it in your research. They will search in the Google Scholar. Immediately they can get the related literatures related to your search option. So please try to do the literature survey each and every day, so that while submitting your cases or when you submit your paper, that won't be any controversial thing. There won't be any problem. So these three things are essential before writing a review or research article. You should manage your time, and the location of your writing place, that is also an important factor, and up-to-date literature we should do, okay, in order to avoid any problems or some sort of problem will come, of course, because even after publishing 10 to 15 papers, after 1 year you will come to know, you can receive a paper. They may conduct a similar set of experiments like you. So better, then and there, try to publish your paper. That is the another most important thing I would like to say. Because if you keep on, after 5 years or after 10 years, if you keep your data, then it is difficult to publish your data. So then and there, try to communicate with the journals. Okay. Now, coming to the subject area. Okay. Now I have decided, okay, I'm going to write a review article. Now, how can I find the subject area in my domain? Okay, for example, I'm doing research in composite. In the composite, a lot of areas are available. So how can we choose the subject area or the title, I can say? Okay, so this can be identified by using the social demand. I can say the social need, the price. Okay. Maybe in the current situation, so what is the social demand we are facing? The COVID-19, that is the social demand. So for which the people, they are doing a lot of research, and maybe if you are from biotechnology background, you can write a review article related to the COVID-19 or what is it, the antiviral things, or related to the antibodies. You can do some research. So what I'm trying to say is, identify the subject area, the cutting edge area related to the social demand or the social need. For example, in mechanical engineering, most of our people, maybe under composites, I can say, what is the cutting edge research? Maybe nowadays people are thinking about the automation of the composite material. That is the essential thing in industry. Okay, people are talking about 3D printing, 4D printing, and that is what I'm trying to say. Identify the thrust area or the cutting edge research for your review article, and also it has to match with your personal interest, because I cannot write a review article on the virology area. Okay, I cannot write a review article related to the COVID-19 because I'm from mechanical engineering department. So it should match with our personal interest. Okay, right? Our personal interest, it has to match with the current social need. Then you can identify the cutting edge area. Then you can start to collect the papers related to that particular subject area. Okay. Now, when should we write a review article? Okay. Now we have identified the the subject area. For example, related to the COVID-19, we have decided, this is the correct time, right? If a topic is widely researched, so coming to the another one, if a topic is widely researched, a review may be appropriate. For example, nowadays people are, most of the people, they have done some research related to the 3D printing. Maybe for the past 10 years, a lot of researchers, they have done extensive research related to the 3D printing of, the bone or related to the biomedical application. People have done a lot of research. So now you can go with some review, like advancement in fiberglass based composite product, a review kind of thing, or advancement in 3D printing based implant material, a review. For the past 10 years, like generally while writing a review, we used to take 10 years from 2010 to 20, or from 2000 to 2020, 20 years, 2 decades you can take. It's up to you. So when should we write a review? If a topic is widely researched, a review may be appropriate. But another example I can say, liquid armor. That is the advanced body armor people are using nowadays. I cannot write a review with the liquid armor. Why? Because I cannot find many articles related to the liquid armor. Or similarly, I can give another example. You can take the COVID-19, the exact COVID-19 related research. Just now people have started their research to do the experiment. So it is very difficult to find, more than 100 papers, maybe 10 to 15 papers you can find. So it is very difficult to write a review with that particular area. So the thing is, if a topic is widely researched, then we can start to write a review. Okay. Now, coming to the title, what is a review article first? Okay. So a critical and constructive analysis, that is what a critical and constructive analysis. So just like that, you cannot write a review. Always we should follow a constructive manner. Okay. So a critical and constructive analysis of the literatures in a specific field through classification. Either you can classify the things, or you can summarize the literatures, analysis and comparison. Okay. Simply you cannot write the things. The author A et al. They have done this research, author B et al. They have done the another research. Like that you cannot write. The author A, he has done this research. The author B, he has done another research. So, however, these two people, they have missed the another area, or this author, he is suggesting this application. This author, he is suggesting the another application. Like that, you have to compare and critically analyze the literatures. That is the main aim of writing a review article. And here we are not going to produce, or we are not going to give any new data. We will depend upon the existing scientific text. Okay, so the scientific text, it relies on the published data, the existing data. Okay. Now, coming to the objective of a review article. So what are the objectives of a review article? The first and foremost objective, I can say, we should show the research gap. Okay, what are all the things people have done in that particular research area? What are all the the future scope, I can say, the research gap, and we have to recommend the new research area and the future scope in that particular research area. That is the main objective of writing a review article. And coming to the second point, evaluating the published literatures through critical comparison. Yeah, what is the critical comparison? Because most of the time, while submitting the review article, we used to get some comments. The authors, they didn't analyze the they didn't write the review article, or they have not done the critical analysis. So what is the critical analysis or critical comparison? I can give you an example. Maybe related to the impact application, I can give you. For example, some researchers, some authors, they are claiming that in my area, the interfacial properties, that is the most important thing we used to say. Some people, they say that the interfacial properties are essential for better ballistic application. But maybe the another half of the people, they used to claim that the interfacial properties are not essential, or the moderate or weak interfacial properties are essential to achieve higher ballistic properties. So these two controversial statement, this one you can report. This is a critical comparison. So some particular researchers, they are claiming like that, and yes, another half of the researchers, they are saying the controversial statement. Then you can give your own conclusion. So this is the critical comparison of the published literatures. That is why when you go with these type of critical comparison, it is easy to publish your review article. And then the third important objective is we have to propose the potential application. Okay, so this particular author, he has done this experiment, he has got this result, and the second author, he has done this experiment, he has got similar or controversial result. So can I go with some application? Because the application is very, very important. In case of review article, we should propose a particular application, because that is the real-time output, right? We are doing research, we are publishing paper, but what is the final output? What is the social output, I can say? That is the product. We should come up with a product. Okay, that is the main objective of doing research. So these 3 points, please remember. Okay, so we should show the research gaps, and we have to propose new research area or future research in that particular title. Okay, and we should evaluate the published literatures through critical comparison. Critical comparison is the most important thing. Okay, for getting acceptance of your review article. And the third one is we should propose the potential application. Suppose if they have not proposed any application, some literatures they might have proposed some application. Some of the people they may not propose some application. So you should propose some application in that particular research area. So try to add a separate title. Okay, separate title, subtitle I can say in your review article for the application. Give more preference. Now, who needs a review article? Yes, of course, this is the another most important thing, right? So I can say the first audience is an editor, the journal editor. They are expecting more review, because when they publish a review article from you, they can get more citation. Of course, if they publish from original article, if within a year, if it has a very good research, maximum they can get 20 or 30 citation. But when they publish a review article, of course, they can get the possibility of getting citations are much more higher than the original research article. That is why the journal editors, they used to prefer to publish the review article than the original article. Of course, they will give preference. They cannot publish all the review article. So some journals, some journals they are publishing only the review article, like renewable energy reviews, progress in material science, progress in polymer science, which are having more than 40 impact factor, 38 impact factor. So these type of journals, they are publishing only the review articles. But of course, without doing the original research, we cannot go for review. Okay? Now coming to the another one, who else? The readers for the review article. Okay, of course, people like us, the readers, they feel like a morning jog, or instead of reading 100 papers, by reading your review article, they can collect all the data. Okay, even if I want to start a PhD in a particular area, instead of reading thousands of paper, I can go through only 2 to 3 review articles. Okay, so that I can get lot of data, lot of information, and what is the cutting edge research, what is the critical comparison they might have done. That one I can learn, and what is the proposed application in that particular area, what is the future scope. So everything we can learn from a review article. Okay, so this is the most important thing. Now, the next one, artistic elements of a review article. Okay, now we have decided we are going to start a review article. So we have identified your area. Okay, this is the area I'm going to do, and okay, if you identified your area, of course, most of the people, generally they will do their review article in their domain. For example, the people who are doing research in maybe in composite, they will do their review with respect to their maybe they are doing in related to the body armor or composite. Of course, they will write the review related to the body armor or composites. Similarly, you can write the review related to your area of specialization. Now, coming to the artistic elements of a review article. Okay, so what are all the elements? The first and foremost important thing is the title. Okay, the title of your review article should be, it should be within 8 to 12 words. Okay, it should be very short and sweet. Generally, you can use common and important terms or terminologies, I can say, because when you go for complex or very long title, then it is difficult to identify or difficult to get attention from the people. Okay, so always it should help the readers to decide whether they should read the text or not. Okay, so when you give the long title, it is difficult to get the attention. Okay, so always we have to go with the short and sweet title, and always we should indicate the text is a review article. Okay, like ballistic performance of composite, a review. Otherwise, a review on the review, the word should be there. Okay, always we should indicate the text is a review article. And because here I have given an example from my own research review article, the word, that is why I'm giving more emphasis for the word, the common or important terms. Because for the second article, I spent more than 2 to 3 months for writing this particular review, hybrid fiber reinforced polymer composite. But the citation, if you see, they have got only 162 citation. Whereas in the another one, of course, we spent some time, but compared to the second review article, for this review article, we didn't put that much effort, but only because of the title. I'm saying, because of the title and because of the keywords, we are getting too many citations. So please spend some time to identify the title. Okay? It should be in between 8 to 12 words. It should not be more than 20 or 30 words. Okay, so it should be very precise and sweet. And please use the common keyword, common word. Okay. Don't confuse the readers, so that you can get the attention, you can get more citation, right? That is the first thing, first element while writing a review article, okay? The title. Coming to the second one, yeah, the abstract. Because the abstract for the review paper is slightly different from the original article. Okay, we will discuss later about the abstract rating of the original article. Now coming to the review article, how we have to write the abstract. Because it is slightly difficult, right? The same thing we are going to discuss in the text as well. So maybe these are all the steps from my personal experience. I have given the steps to write standalone abstract, I can say. Okay, maybe one or two lines, you can talk about the background of your research area, like 3D printing of a bone, I can say, by using the PLA composite. Okay, so the several researchers, they have done the researchers related to 3D printing. What else they have done? The 2 lines you can write. Then coming to the objective, the aim of this review article. Okay, the aim of this review article focus on the investigating different 3D printing techniques by using different materials for what is that, the bone implant. Okay, so like that you can state the objective within 2 lines. And coming to the methods, so what are the methods people have discussed in their literature? That one you can write 2 to 3 lines. Then coming to the result, yeah. So from the literature survey, after reading, after critically analyzing all the 100 or 200 research articles, so these are all the results we have got. Like the people have got. Okay, the researchers, they have got awards, a very good impact property or very good mechanical property for this particular material. So 2 to 3 lines you can write about the result. Then you should conclude something, right? So from the experiments, I can suggest that, or the conclusion I can say, this material is efficient for this bone application. Okay, for this implant application by using the 3D printing technique. So conclusion also we have to write at least for 1 or 2 lines. Then future scope we can write. So in future, these are all the research gaps we have identified, or people can go with the another type of material, another type of thermoplastic composite to explore the possibility of implementing or utilizing or developing the bone material. Like that you can propose. Okay, so from my experience, I can say these are all the most important, the points to write one abstract, and it should stand alone. It should not be more than 250 words, right? Okay, generally it depends upon the journal. Some journals, they are preferring it should be less than 150. Some journals, they said that 150 to 250. You please go through the guidelines of the journal. Okay, so accordingly you can prepare the abstract. Okay, and please remember, it should stand alone. Even without reading your review or original article, when you read your abstract, it should stand alone, right? So because during the review process, the editor, they won't have time to read everything now, so they will read the abstract randomly. They will check the figures and tables, then they will decide, okay, shall we send it for the review or not? So please give more preference for the title as well as for the abstract, okay, while writing the review. And keywords, yeah, it is also another important point. Always we should go with 6 to 8 keywords, and please use a common keyword. Don't use some complicated words, right? So that most of the people, when they search metal matrix composite or matrix or metal These are all some common keywords. When people start to search, it will appear. Otherwise, it is difficult to identify your paper, because when you use the common word, it will come in the first page. And if you use some complex keywords, it will go to the third page or fourth page. So we people have the mindset, right? Generally, we used to take the paper from the first page, then we will not go to the second or third or fourth page. So this is another important word. Try to use the common keyword so that you can get the attention from the readers. Now, okay, so in your review article, we have discussed about the title, abstract, keyword. Okay, now coming to the next important point before starting the introduction. Okay, you can go with the table of content. Okay, either you can go with the table of content or flowchart. It's like writing a book chapter. We have to say, what are all the things I'm going to discuss in this particular review. Okay, maybe if you have collected 100 papers or 200 papers, you have to compile everything. And the another thing is, the table of content, initially you're not able to compile everything. It's just a tentative table of content you can propose. Then finally, after finishing your review article in the later stage, you can modify the table of content. Because when we go for the review article, people will read the table when they read the table of content. For example, here I have shown one example. What are all the things I have discussed in that particular review article. So I have discussed everything, the main title, subtitle, everything we have given, starting from the introduction, dynamic mechanical behavior, and the strain energy, NACR, the natural normal system. Then under that NACR like graphene structure, what are all the different type of molecular dynamic thing, NACR like multi-layer graphene. So subtitle also I have given. And similarly, coming to the 4.7, different artificial nacre fabrication technique. So maybe each individual author, they might have done different type of fabrication techniques. So here I have compiled everything. This is like writing a book. I can say a review article is writing a book with critical analysis and critical comparison. Okay, when you read the book, what will happen? Simply they will update the existing research, or they will show the content. But in case of review, we will do the critical comparison and analysis. That is the most important objective. Okay, now you can see. So I have compiled all the fabrication techniques related to the NACR fabrication. That is the natural normal system and 3D graphene material. These are all the main titles I'm saying. Then effect of interface interaction on the mechanical behavior, then how the non-covalent bonding, it influences on the mechanical behavior. So these things, when you read each and every paper, you will come to know. Hope you can understand what I'm trying to say, right? So table of content, of course, we should include in the review paper as after your keyword, we should include. But initially, you can prepare a tentative table of content. After finalizing or after reading each and every article, you can compile these things. So these things initially you cannot do. Okay, in the later stage you have to do. Either you can go with the table of content or flowchart. It's up to you. Okay, so what are all the contents we have discussed in this particular review? You can give a flowchart kind of thing. But I prefer to go with the table of content, okay, instead of the flowchart. Either the preparation of the composite, then static mechanical properties or dynamic mechanical properties. Under each and every title, we can include more number of subtitles, okay, so that it will attract the editors as well as the reviewer. Instead of writing 100 pages without any subtitle or without any multiple titles, if you write like a page, more than 2 to 3 pages without any title, then it will irritate, I can say, frankly speaking, it will irritate the reviewers. So please try to divide your review paper, more than 10 to 15 subtitle or main title with more than 20 to 30 subtitles. So that may attract the editors as well as the reviewer. Okay. So here I have given 10 main titles. Under that, we can include more than 10 to 15 subtitles. Okay. Now, yes. So that's it about the table of content. Either you can do with the table of content or flowchart that you should do in the later stage, but you have to include in the second step. Right? Now coming to the introduction, because the introduction, writing introduction for a review article is slightly complicated thing or tedious process, I can say, compared to the original article. Because in the original article, we will write our own contents. These are, I have done this one. I'm going to choose this particular material because of this particular reason, and this is my research. So that we will write in our original article. But in case of review article, you have to follow certain procedure or methodology. So here I have given the basic steps, okay, to write how to write the introduction for a review article. So define the focus. So what is your main focus? Okay, for example, 3D printing of bone by using PLA composite. So this is the focus. We can talk about the 3D printing. Maybe you can when people have started the 3D printing of the bone implant, and then what else? What are the advancement or what are the drawbacks people are facing? Then the research question also you have to explain. That is the second most important point. The research question and explains the text structure. Okay. So what are the research question? Maybe some researchers they have not done that particular research. So why I'm doing this review? Okay, that is a research question. Generally, we used to say hypothesis. So what is that? What do you mean by hypothesis? Like after using this particular material, I may get this output. Okay, that is the hypothesis we used to say. So you can discuss the hypothesis as well in the step 2, and indicates the motivation for the review. Yeah, which motivates you for this particular review? That you can write by using some literatures. Okay, then you can talk about the main content, the core text of your paper, like 10 to 20% you can write. Okay, and if, finally you can you have to provide some information about the context. Okay, what are all the things you are going to discuss? Like the aim of this review is I'm going to discuss about this particular title. Like that, we can discuss it. Now, similar to the original article, we can discuss that. Okay, so these are all the steps we should follow while writing an introduction for a review article. Now, coming to the main parts of a review, okay, the main title and subtitle, and already I have told you, cover one idea of the topic. Okay, for example, here I have on the flow chart itself, I have clearly given preparation of hybrid fiber reinforced polymer matrix composite. It's a main content, I can say. So cover one idea per topic, and always we should go with the paragraph structure. Okay, and don't go with don't simply write 100 lines, 200 lines. Okay, so avoid referring only one study per paragraph. For example, most of the people I have seen, when they write the review article, they will refer only maybe Tom et al. He has done this experiment. He has conducted this experiment. He has what this result. That's it. About one paragraph they used to write. No, we should not write like that. In a particular paragraph, at least try to refer 3 to 4 articles and compare each one of them. Okay, so that is what. Avoid referring only one study per paragraph. So always we should consider numerous studies and compare with the other researchers. Okay. Yes. So this is the most important point. Please try to add many titles, many main heading, and try to add more than 10 to 15 subheadings that you will come to know after reading minimum, I can say, 50 to 100 research papers in your area. Okay. Now, how to attract the editor, I can say, during the initial stage. So we can use the tables and figures. Okay, this is the another thing, the critical analysis, I can say. For example, after collecting 100 to 200 papers in your domain, okay, you have to compile your research data like this. Here I have shown the mechanical properties of some polymer composites. What are the different hybrid combination they have used? What is the fiber content? What type of resin they are using? Then what type of treatment, and what are the properties they have studied. For example, the 39th reference, they have not conducted the impact study. So in that case, we just put a dash. Okay, so that is the research gap, I can say. So this particular author, he haven't done the impact study. And similarly, they can compare. Like you can compare. When you see this table, you will be able to identify which particular under which particular combination they have not conducted that particular property. So it is another way to get more citation or to improve the readability, okay, of your review paper. Similarly, here I have given another table. So for this particular, this is what you have to do in a review paper. The real review paper, it should contain a table, multiple tables. You have to combine all your data in a single table. Okay, that is the most important thing. Most of the reviewers and editors, they will check initially. So if you don't, draw any table, simply if you, most of the people generally they will do like that. When they get the question from the supervisor, they will just copy paste the thing from the original research article. They will do the paraphrasing. That's it. They will finish the job. But that is, it is very difficult to publish those type of articles. So always the editors initially they will check the tables, figures, and the abstract and all. They will not, even if you write more than 100 pages, 200 pages, the editors and reviewers they don't have time to read. Please try to understand. Okay, that is why they are saying critical comparison and critical analysis. So initially they will evaluate by using these tables and figures. Okay, so when you see this table, okay, he has done some compiling work. He has gone through all the papers. He has compiled everything. So this is essential. Okay, the most important thing you can say in a review article. You should have multiple tables. You should compile all the data. Okay, in a single table, or maybe you can go with multiple tables. Okay, table 1 related to this particular property of 3D printing of bone implant, and another table 3, 4D printing of bone implant. What are all the researchers have done? Okay, what are the properties? Multiple columns you should include. Please don't include only 1 or 2 columns. Okay, so you could go with more than 10 to 15 columns. Make it as a very big table. Okay, so that you can attract the reviewer, and it is easy for the young researchers to get the data and to identify the research gap, the cutting edge research. That is why I'm again and again I'm saying try to go with the latest references. For example, if you are going to write a review after 1 month, so how you have to collect the articles maybe from 2011 to 2020. So you can get the cutting edge research within this lecture. Okay, so so that it is easy for the readers to identify the research gaps within the last 10 years. Okay. Now, coming to the another important point. Okay, table is okay. Tables are the most important thing. You should focus during your review while writing the review. Coming to the figure. I have seen many people, they just copy the figure from the research article and they are pasting in their review article. Of course, we can do. We cannot avoid those things. But anyway, we should cite the we have to cite the original author. But still, you can draw your original figure. Okay, by after reading hundreds of paper, you can classify your material, or you can summarize, or you can draw some schematics. It may improve, or it may we can get more citation. So here I have drawn a figure. Just after reading hundreds of paper, you can draw a figure like this. What about the classification of synthetic fiber and natural fiber, respective bast, beef, seed fiber, food fiber, wood fiber. Okay, so like that, you can draw your own figure. Otherwise, it is acceptable. You can copy the figures. Okay, from the existing published literatures. Of course, there are 2 ways, to use the existing figure. The first one, directly you can cite, for example, figure 1, 3D printing of bone implant, copied from that particular paper. So just you can cite in the bracket reference number 41 or 42. That is the one way. Most of our people, they are using that method to copy the figure. But which is the authenticated or official way to get the copyright clearance? That is the official way you can say. We should get the copyright clearance center certificate or the permission from the copyright clearance center. That is the official way to use the figures from the published literatures. Okay, so here I have given the example. You can go with any published article. So at the left side or in the top, you can see this one: get rights and content. Okay, get rights and contents. If you click this particular term, then directly it will direct you to the copyright clearance center. So we have to upload all your details, like for what purpose I'm going to use this particular figure, like for book chapter or for the review article or for your thesis. Then it will sometimes it will ask some money. It depends. Suppose if you're using for business purpose, it will ask some money. In my case, I can share my experience. So during my PhD, after publishing more than 12 papers, I have to use my own paper in my thesis. So I should get the permission from the Copyright Clearance Center to use my own paper in my thesis. Okay, so I just followed the same procedure. Okay, I have got entered into the Copyright Clearance Center. Then, fortunately, for while using your own article for your own thesis, no need to pay any money. You have to click like for thesis purpose. I'm going to use my own paper. The entire paper I have used. Okay, I have reused my own paper in my thesis, so they didn't ask any money. Suppose while editing the book chapter, I have faced these issues. Okay? During my first book chapter, I have copied some figures, but I have cited. Okay, but during the review process, even after review, during the final stage, the editorial board and the publishers, they said that no, we should do the Copyright Clearance Center from this particular publisher. No, after publishing, we are not the owner of that particular paper. My own paper, I can say. After publishing my own paper, I am not the owner of my paper. I have given the copyright to the Copyright Clearance Center. So we should get the permission from the Copyright Clearance Center by using. We have to click for what purpose, like for a book chapter, for a review article, or for your own article. You're going to reproduce the figure number 4 from this particular article. Everything, it's a one-page. Which the form is there. You have to fill up everything. Then we should get the Copyright Clearance Center permission. So this is the I can say official way. But even I will show you. I will share one review paper with you, which has been published in Design and Material Science, which is having more than 40 impact factor. We just copied the figure. Most of the people are doing like that. Like, we used to copy the figure. They will cite the bottom, the figure caption. This is the title, and I have copied, reused, or adapted from reference number 41 or 21. Like that we used to say. Okay, so that is also acceptable. Most of the journal are accepted. Okay, but this is the official way. You can share with you. Now, coming to the next one, references. So, how many references should I use for a review article? So, at least minimum I can say 100 papers. Minimum 100 papers we should download. Okay, we have to. Which means 100 papers in the sense, please don't include some conference paper. Okay, of course, some conference papers they're really good, but I can say try to publish the papers from very good publisher like Nature publication, ACS publication, or Science Elsewhere publication, Sage, Springer. So the order I'm saying is the order. So reputed journals try to collect the from the publisher. Within the last 10 years. So always please try to refer few or few articles. And the another important thing is please don't copy or don't type the references. Then it is very difficult for you during the review. So please always use the EndNote or Mendeley. Okay, these are all the referencing softwares you should use because during the review. Okay, your article is your review article is perfectly correct. Everything is pakka. Then at least one reviewer they will ask you to include some references. So in that case, you will suffer. So always try to use EndNote software so that when you insert some new references, automatically it can shuffle the entire manuscript. You are writing for 100 pages. So the 7th references, if you want to replace with another references. Then if you do it manually, it's a very big job. It's a tedious process, I can say. So in that case, you should go with the EndNote. So it's a very simple, user-friendly software. It's a reference manager, I can say. Compared to Mendeley, I prefer to go with EndNote. It is a easy and available software you can use. Now, I just want to share one published review article in progress in material science, okay, 2 years before from Cambridge University, together with Professor Johnny Dugan, okay, from France, so that it is easy for you to. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen, the progress in material science paper. Okay, so here, we cannot directly submit a review article for this particular journal for your information. Generally, they will invite us. Okay, they will invite the eminent researchers in that particular area. They will ask the senior most professor to write some review. Then the professor and his own team, they will write the review article for these type of high impact factor journals. I can say more than 38, 40 impact factor journal. Of course, most of the young researchers like master students and PhD students also, they are writing the papers. So you can also submit your review article in the normal journals. Like even the Elsevier also they are considering, but the is considering of around 2 impact factors, 3 impact factor journals initially can go. Okay, so here I just want to share this very good review article towards the design of high performance plant fiber composite. See the title, it's a very simple title, and the keywords plant fiber. Okay, fiber is the most important keyword they are using. Composites is another simple and attractive keyword, I can say. The title is not very much, it is not difficult to understand. It is easy to understand. Towards the design of high performance plant fiber composite. That's it. It's a very simple what is the title. I think they have got more than 100 citations within 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. So you can go through the abstract. Mostly they have covered the things what we have discussed. Then introduction. Just want to, yeah. So see, he has created his own figure, or he has copied the figure right from 26th journal. Okay, he has included several. There is a main title and subtitle he has included. So see, overall thing he has compiled the commercial phase of like a history he is writing. For the objective is towards the design of plant fiber composite, but he has compiled everything compared with the needless fiber. He has compared the natural fibers, commercial prices with respect to these references is compiled. And this is another attractive figures they have included regarding the plant fiber production in each and every country. Globally, they have compiled. Similarly, here the repartition with the country, cotton and wood fiber production, everything they have included. And yeah, this is another important point I already have told you, right? So the tables are very, very important. Pathological properties of elementary lignin cellulosic fiber. He has included all the fibers, all the properties he has included, and we should cite the reference as well from where we have copied the data, okay, the table. Similarly, so table. When you scroll down, you just copy the figure. Similarly here, but it looks attractive, right? You can copy the figure, but you should cite, because I can give an example. Just 10 years before, if I'm not mistaken, previously, there's one famous person. Okay, he's a famous professor, a government official professor, a scientific prizes, of course. His students, I can say, even he doesn't know whether his name has been included in that particular paper. Okay, he just simply added the professor name in his paper. He has copied one figure from the Japan researcher. Okay, he just copied the figure, but later, that particular paper, it has been published. Then the Japan researchers, he just filed a case against not the student, against the professor. So we should be very careful. Okay, the professors also, I'm saying, we should be very careful while reproducing or copying the figure from the existing literatures. So please, we should acknowledge, or we should cite the journals, even though you're not getting the copyright permission. at least cite those papers. Okay. Let me show you the remaining things. I think the total length of the manuscript is 62 pages he has written. So this John Agustin. So same observation of different fibers he is showing. Extraction process. Starting from the ground, he has discussed everything. Okay, from where they are producing the fiber terminologies, the basic properties, then different titles he has included. Diversity in views on plants and walls, biological approach. The that has classified different things. Okay, classification of plant fiber according to their location. Okay, everything has discussed A to Z. He has discussed everything. Just want to scroll a little faster. Now, when you see this paper, you will come to know how we have to write one review paper. How many references he has referred? I think 514. Okay, so I'm not asking you to go with 500 references, at least because it's a reputed journal which is having more than 40 impact factors. Okay, 40 if I'm not mistaken. At least to publish in a Q1 or Q2 article, which is having around 3 or 5 impact factor or 10 impact factor, we should refer. It depends upon, you can identify, it depends upon the impact factor of the journal in which you are going to submit. Okay, if the impact factor of the journal is more than 10 or 12 something, then at least you should go with minimum 200 papers. Sometimes, if we cannot find many research articles in that particular domain, so in that case, we can go with less than 100 papers. But the average, I'm suggesting you to go with minimum 100 or 150 papers to write a review, so that it is easy for you to build the data, to compile the data. Otherwise, it is difficult for us. Okay, so that's it about the review article. Let me use the slideshow. Yeah. So typical length of a review article, it should be in between 8,000 to 12,000 words, but don't compare that paper. He has written more than 60 pages, in the after typesetting. So before typesetting, if I'm not mistaken, more than 150 pages he might have written. Okay, so this is the typical length. Okay, from the Journal of Freedom Production, I have taken 8,000 to 12,000 words. Now, so a review article, you must treat the article first. All the 100 articles or 200 articles you should treat. Then what are the controversies? It should be like a debate. I can say the review article is a debate. You are going to debate. You are going, like I can say, you are a moderator. Okay, to conduct that particular debate. You have taken the points from different authors. You are going to narrate everything. You are going to discuss about the controversies in your research area. Then you have to answer the unanswered questions in that particular area. Then you can propose some, the future scope in your research domain. Okay, now types of submission. So it will be invited review. So like journals of publishing material, which is having higher impact factor. Suppose if you want to submit your own review for this type of journal, okay, you can submit. First initially they will ask us to submit a proposal. Okay, so this is the this is all the content I'm going to discuss in that particular review. Like that, for 2 to 3 pages you have to write, table of content, everything you have to make. You can submit as a proposal. They will evaluate. If they agree with your proposal, they will ask you to write the review article. Otherwise, it is difficult. But most of the people will go with the direct submission. They write the paper, okay, by referring 100 to 150 articles, then directly you can submit. So in the normal journals, which is having less than 5 impact factor or sometimes some impact factor, used to go to the direct submissions. Going to the invited review. Generally, invited review, they will ask the senior most people. Okay, the professors, those who are doing extensive research in that particular domain, they will get the invitation. Now, for a review article, generally, the similarity index, it should be less than 25, sometimes less than 30%. And I'm suggesting you to go with Authenticate. So Authenticate is the most authenticate the similarity checking software used in Elsevier publication, you can say. But most of people, they are using Tornitin. Suppose if you are using Turnitin, please go with less than 15% or 20%, because I have an experience. In a Turnitin, if you are while checking the similarity index, if the similarity index is around 20%, when we check the same manuscript while using the authenticate, it will show more than 20%. You know, the higher value it will show. So when you use the Turnitin, please reduce the similarity index, okay, as much as possible. Now that's it about the review article. Okay, now still I think I have only half an hour more. I'll try to finish the art of academic writing. So I have given my level best for the review article. Now coming to the art of academic writing, tips on writing and publishing a research paper. Right. So excuse me. Yes. Coming to the publication process, yeah, it remains same for both the review article as well as for the original article. So what is the first step? We should complete our research. Yeah, you have completed your experiment, you have collected all your data, and then we need to prepare the manuscript. So that one we will discuss in detail in the later slides, how to prepare the manuscript, with all the essential things, you know, we should focus while preparing the research article. Then after finalizing your research article, you know, please read the guidelines of a particular journal, because elsewhere, I think, fortunately, nowadays they are saying that your paper, your own way. Like that, you know, you can follow any what is that formatting template. You can use any referencing style. Like that, they are saying. But I really appreciate that one, because I can say that out of if you submit what is that 5 to 6 journal, maybe one paper they will accept, the other they will reject. Maybe they are going to reject. Okay, because the chances of getting acceptance nowadays has become very tough. I can say too many competitions. For example, if you take composite science and technology, which is a Q1 article, they are receiving more than 15,000 articles in a year. You know, so and they are publishing only 500 or 1,000 journals. Only 10% you can say the acceptance rate. So the acceptance rate is very minimum. So the editor they will search a way to reject your paper first. Even if you don't follow the format, then they will reject. So please go through the guidelines carefully. Of course, it is 20-25 pages guidelines are there. So we should read it carefully before preparing the or before submitting your manuscript. So some journals they are saying your paper your own way. It is really good. You can go with any formatting option. Okay. Now, after submitting, what is the first step? Already I have told you. So the editor he will screen your manuscript initially. Just after reading your title, abstract, randomly he will go through the content and he will check the figures and tables. So in that stage, you should attract the editor. Then if he feels okay, your manuscript is really worth, is having high quality, then he will send it for the review. Generally, 2 to 3 persons will review your paper. Then after revision, I never heard this one. No? After reviewing, they have accepted. No, it never happened. If they accept, in some cases, in case of predatory journal, I can say, some journals are claiming that I'm having 7.5 impact factor, but when you check in the JCR report, the Council Papers report, their name will not be there. So please be alert with this predatory journal, like International Journal of this, International Journal of that one. You know, I like that every day you will receive an email. Okay, try to publish in our paper. We're having this much impact factor, that much impact factor. So no reputed journal will send you an email, maybe except few. They will send invitation for the professors to submit their own research. Otherwise, generally they won't send the invitation. I think it's very difficult to get the invitation from the journal which is having more than 5 or 10 impact factor. So if they are sending the invitation, means you should check. Okay, whether you have to check in the JCR report. Okay, journal citation report, which is there in the web science or Council Papers. Right. Now after revision, of course, minimum one revision will be there in a reputed journal. I can say minimum one revision will be there. Depends upon the recommendation of the reviewer. Sometimes it will go more than 2 reviews, 3 reviews. Even I hear that IEEE journals generally they will take more than 1 year, more than 2 years. I heard that one. After revising 4 to 5 revision, they have accepted. these things also happen. So we should have a patience, okay, to publish our article. Then after getting the decision, okay, your paper is accepted for publication, then they will immediately publish your paper. Suppose if they ask you to revise, you have to revise. Okay, I will share my revision comments with you in the later stage. So these are all the publication process I have to share for the beginners. Yeah. Coming to the essential parts of a scientific paper. Okay, so similar to the review article, of course, title. But here, the title, you can go with 20 words or 22 words. It's up to you. So describe, even though you can use more than 20 words, but still describe it concisely. The core content of the paper. Okay, so for example, don't use the general terminologies like if you are testing toughness property of a particular material, directly can write toughness of this particular composite, like that, so that you can, when people start to download, when people start to search in that particular domain, easily it will appear. Otherwise, the general term, if you use like characterization or development, it is easy, it is difficult to find your own paper. So describe concisely the core content of the paper. Then coming to the title, generally in between 150 to 250, depends upon the journal, it will vary. Then yeah, coming to the abstract, okay, what are the things we should include in abstract. So for the review, it is slightly different. So for the original article, so what are the things we should include in an abstract? Now, yeah, we can start from the aim. The aim of the notion of this particular research is to investigate the toughness or the antibacterial property of this particular material. Okay, that is the 2 lines you can finish. So we have used this particular material with different ratio, and we have by using this methodology we have tested. Okay, that's it. Then coming to the experimentation, yeah, according to by using the thermogravimetric analysis, we have conducted the thermal stability, or we have evaluated the thermal stability. That's about the experiment. Okay, coming to the result. So from the results, we came to know that this material, this combination is having this much property compared to this one. Okay, just 2 lines about the result, and then you should write at least 1 or 2 lines about the mechanism. Okay, I have got this particular result. So for which, what is the reason for this increasing trend, for the decreasing trend, or the mechanism? You can say simply you have to show me what at least one mechanism, or you have to use the chemical equation. If you're using some chemistry material or chemical type of material, if you're using, you can go with the chemical formulation. If you're using macro level material, you can go with failure mechanism, or you can go with the microstructural analysis using FUSM or SCM. So the justification is very, very important. That is what the conclusion you can say. So from the result, what you are trying to say. Okay, what is your conclusion? But in the abstract, we should not refer, or we should not cite the existing or published literature. So abstract, it should stand alone. You should not refer, or you should not cite anything inside the abstract. Okay. So after giving the conclusion, okay, you should propose. Okay, I have got this result because of this particular mechanism. Hence, it can be used for this particular application. Okay, so this is the you can say the most important points we should include in an abstract. Okay, name, material, method. If you use some material or method, you can include within 2 lines. Okay, don't write all the standards and all in the material and method. That we should discuss in the characterization section. Okay, and within 1 or 2 lines, you can write the experiments, results, conclusion. That is the most important thing. We should write the mechanism here. Okay, for which reason, because of this failure mode, I have got this result. Because of this chemical reaction, I have achieved the result like that. And this can be used for this particular application. So this is the important thing, okay, before submitting your paper regarding the abstract. Now, coming to the second portion, introduction. So for the review article, it is slightly different, but here I can give the direct how many words we should follow for the contents of an introduction. I can say maximum 3 pages. In when you use Times New Roman 12, 2 double spacing. Don't go more than 3 or 3.5 pages. You can say 3.5 pages. Okay, maximum. Okay, because some people I have seen very reviewing, they have written more than 9 pages. More than 2,000 words only for the introduction. It is very difficult to review the paper which is having more introduction. So please try to reduce your introduction. Try to cover everything within 3 pages. Okay. So background, less than 300 words. Okay, what is the background of your research? What other people have done? Why you are doing for this particular testing or material? Then critical analysis of the literature. Yeah, here also you should do some critical analysis in a short way, like less than 300 words. You can say. So author A, he has done this experiment. He has got the improvement. The author B, he has done this experiment, but he didn't get the improvement. Okay, so I'm going to evaluate in my own way, like that. You can discuss. Then justification of your material and method. So why I'm choosing this particular method? For example, I'm using the vacuum bagging method to avoid the voids, so that I can get the better ballistic properties. So like that, you can justify your material as well as the method. Okay, for example, if you are using 5 different combination of material, first of all, why I'm combining these 5 material? What is the reason? What is the plus and minus of each material? Why I'm combining? Okay, so that justification we should give here. Then in the last paragraph, you can write. Okay, so after giving the justification, so in this particular research, we are going to conduct this experiment. That experiment, then you can write within less than, I can say less than 100 words. So it should be very precise. Okay. So this is the structure of an introduction. So from my own experience, I can say. Okay. Now coming to the materials. Yeah, this is the third part of research article. If you are using some material, okay, either you can purchase or people are synthesizing their own material. It's up to you. If you synthesize the material, then directly you can go with the what methodology section. You can write the name of the material, in which way the methodology to synthesize that particular material. That you can include in the methodology section. But here, if you use the purchased material, directly you can you should provide the supplier detail. Okay, from which company you have purchased this particular material, and what are all the technical details. Everything we should include. For example, for this particular fiber, chemical composition, physical and mechanical property. If you are using aluminum alloy composite, then always we have to show the composition, what's the alloy composition, then what are all the mechanical property from the supplier data. Of course, they will give you some detail. Then you should provide all the details here. And if possible, in the material section, don't directly copy the or take the snapshot or don't show the picture of your material. Try to present in a scientific way. This is how, like if you take this, you can consider this fiber or map, then how we are showing our material in a different way. So like that, you can attract the editor. Simply don't copy the picture of your material. Okay, so try to present in a different way. Now, coming to the methods. So under the method or characterization, I can say, what you should not do first. So you should not copy the mission figure. That is the most important thing. Please never copy the never take a picture of your mission and don't include in the scientific article. It may spoil the reputation of your paper. So please don't do that one. Because before discussing what are the things we should do, we should learn what are the things we should not do in a particular paper. Okay, so that it will cross the editor. Otherwise, it is very difficult to cross the editor. So these are the basic things, So under the methodology section, maybe if you are using a different characterization. So here, what we have to give some subtitle. You can give the characterization title. Then write the name of the mission. You can write the name of the mission and model, maybe UTM mission, which model we are using. Okay, that one you should include. Then the standard, which type of, what about standard, ASTM, NAG standard, National Institute of Justice standard. So like that, different standards are there for their experiments. So we should include the standard and how many replicates you have done. Maybe I'm using 10 replicates for my experiment. So all the details you have to include in the methodology section. So here also I'm mentioning, don't show the picture of the mission. Okay, instead you can use the schematic. So here I have shown one figure. It's a 3D printing of thermoplastic polymer contains fiber composite by using the fused deposition molding process. So either you can draw. You can use a lot of softwares are available to draw the schematics. Otherwise, you can use the simple the PowerPoint. So this diagram, I have drawn only by using the PowerPoint. You can draw. Okay, the schematic of all the process, even for the synthesizing process, you can use. So try to draw many schematic diagrams to get the acceptance of your research articles. Okay. So this is regarding the methodology section, okay, methods. Yeah. Coming to the main part of our research article, results and discussion. So how we have to show our results and how we have to discuss. Okay. So most of the people, they are doing research in materials, or even in the case of thermal area, most of our mechanical engineers, they are doing the research related to the combustion, IC engines, and biodiesel. So always please discuss the results in terms of percentage. Directly you can report the value, but still if you discuss in terms of percentage, this for a scientific article, okay, so we have to discuss the results in terms of percentage. After showing your result, so coming to the second step, okay, so justification, similar from the abstract, right? So in the abstract, general justification you can give. Whereas in case of result and discussion, for each and every characterization, for each and every subtitle, you have to give the failure mechanism, or the chemical reaction, or the microstructural analysis, because of what reason, why, or I can say the justification for the result. So that is the core or the heart of the result and discussion. So these lines are essential. So the reviewers, they will carefully check these lines. Okay, you have got the result. The results doesn't matter. Either you can even the failure result, I can say, after conducting this experiment, we have got the failure output. Okay, that is acceptable. That is also a kind of research. But why? What is the reason for failure? You should justify your failure. Why they have not achieved the target result? So we have to justify. Then the reviewer will accept. Okay. So you have to give the justification by using different methodology. Then you should compare. Okay, so the Tom et al. They have done a different experiment because of they also found the similar trend, or they have got another trend, the controversial trend. You can discuss here. Okay, in a positive way, or the controversial statement also you can discuss here. You should compare with the other researchers. Okay, this is the way I'm saying. Then you can use some statistical tool, because most of the reviewer nowadays, they're asking for the standard deviation and all they're asking. Then you can go with the statistical tool like ANOVA, Tachymeter. Too many analytical tools are there. You can use those tools. Then if you want to go with the Q1 articles, I can say the journals which is having more than 10 impact factor, then I'm suggesting you to go with the analytical and numerical modeling. Okay, if you are okay, we are doing certain experiment, even with respect to all the departments, I'm saying, even with the English department or maths department. Okay, we have done certain, we have conducted a certain experiment. Okay, but how we are matching our experimental result with the analytical modeling as well as with the numerical modeling? What is the error rate? So if you produce paper with all these three, experimental, analytical, and numerical modeling, then immediately, within 1 month, I can say maximum 1 or 2 months, your paper will be accepted. But for which, you have to do a lot of literature survey. If you are interested, we can go only with the analytical and experimental. That is also okay, because numerical modeling for isotropic material, I can say it is easy to go. But when we go for composite, sometimes it is difficult to model the heterogeneous material, but different softwares are available. Backus is there, Lasana is there, a lot of softwares are available. So accordingly, we should choose the modeling software. But if you are going with all these three, damn sure within 2 months your paper will get accepted. Okay. So here I have shown one graph. Results in discussion. So always we should use the graphical representation. So even in the previous one I have shown on tensile stress strain diagram. Okay, so please don't use the tabulation method. Okay, tabulation method previously people prefer, but I'm suggesting you to go with the graphical representation of your data, so that it looks good, right? Simply if you draw one table, it will show the result. Of course, it will show the result. And the another thing here, people may not take the data. Okay, they can take, of course, they can take the data from your graph. It is very difficult, so that you cannot 100% you cannot show your result. So at least 1 or 2% you can hide. I don't say it is a hiding thing. That is the another factor I can say to show or to attract the readers, to improve the readability. We can show the graphical representation. Okay, this is a very good way to show your result. Now, another thing while writing the results and discussion. So we have discussed about what are the things, how we have to write, okay, in the text of a result and discussion, and always please try to go with graphical representation instead of tabulation method. Then this is the another important thing I have to share. Use schematic, okay, for mechanism or chemical equation. For example, here I have shown with respect to thermal stability, different constituents in a hybrid composite. So at different temperature, how it behaves. So at 100 to 200 degrees Celsius, it evaporates, evaporation of water molecules. After 300 degrees Celsius, what is happening? The decomposition of individual components. So like that, it is a schematic. I just used what is it? The simple PowerPoint I have used. Like that, you can go with any software. But some softwares, we should get the license for the pay some money. But still, a lot of few softwares are available. You can go with those softwares to show the failure mechanism or the schematic of the mechanism. Because like if you are going with microstructural analysis, then I see a few some images okay. But in some cases, depends upon the experiment, like this type of thermal stability, we cannot show the what's the mechanism. Then the reviewer and the editors will ask, can I believe? How can I believe your justification? How can I believe you are saying something? How can I believe? But when we produce or when we show like this, okay, we have done something. So this is the phenomena. Okay, then they will be satisfied. Your people will be accepted. Okay. Now, this is the another the schematic I have drawn for the energy dissipation profile of a composite sample after ballistic impact by using a projectile. We have shown the energy dissipation profile in the radial direction. So this is the another way. You can draw your own diagram by using a simple PowerPoint or by using the MS Word. Okay. Then if you are interested, you can go with the failure mechanism. Already I have told you, right? You can go with the SEM images or FESM images because of the non-uniform dispersion or perfect dispersion. We have achieved that property. We have improved the property of the particular material. Okay, this is the another way to justify your result. Then coming to the last here, the bottom you can see, right? So after low velocity impact, so how they are analyzing the damage area, the damage mechanism also we can say. Okay, so these are all the I can say quantitative as well as qualitative presentation, okay, to show your results. Simply don't if you just draw a table, it cannot attract the editors as well as the reviewer. So because I have seen many people, they have done very good research. They have conducted a very good experiment with novel material, but by presenting, by writing the paper, they are not able to use these type of things, the schematic or attractive figures. Then it is very difficult to publish. So they just published their paper in some conference or only with the normal Scopus publication without any impact factor. So these are all the things we should focus to publish our paper in a reputed journal. Okay? Now, another case, sometimes the reviewer or the editor, they won't believe your result. Okay, so in that case, so already I have told you, we should not show our mission or mechanism exceptional, I can say. So for this type of experiment, the ballistic experiment, there is no way the editor or the reviewer, they should believe us. So for which we can show the picture, the real picture, what we have done. Okay, so here I have shown the test weapon. Okay, we're using the multi-layer armor. This is the clay witness generally used to simulate the projectile penetration. We're using this 7.62 mm caliber because we have used this bullet. So generally people, if they don't believe, there is no debate, we should show the original picture. And after penetration, this is the rear side, you can see here, rear side of the multi-layer armor plate. You can see the plastic deformation without penetration. And this is the indentation depth measurement I have shown. Generally for the real body armor, it should, the depth of indentation, it should not exceed 44 mm. So here we have shown, okay, it is only 26 mm. Believe me, we are showing our result like this. Otherwise, only the magnitude, the value, it should not exceed 44 mm. That is the result for body armor. Okay, according to NAG 11 standard. So we have shown the result. Okay, this is only 26 mm. So the editor they will believe us, then we can get the acceptance. So these are all different ways to show you a result by writing the resultant discussion. Okay. Now, if you want, you can show the failed sample as well. Some people they don't show the failed sample. It depends, case by case. It will vary. If you want, you can show the failure samples as well, to justify your failure mechanism, like a shear plug-in in the top surface and the tensile failure in the bottom surface. Lot of delaminations will happen. That you can show. It depends. Okay. Yeah. Coming to the last one, conclusion or summary. Okay. How we have to write a conclusion for a research article. Please report the major conclusion. So maybe you have done 5 to 6 characterization. So for each characterization, these are all the results we have got. Then what is the overall conclusion? Okay, because of this reason. So here also you have to show the, we have to write your mechanism. For this particular reason, we have got the conclusion like this. Then I can suggest this particular material for book justification. So these are all the points you should note on while writing the conclusion. Yes, and nowadays, people they're asking about the conflict of interest. So you can include, after your before reference, before reference, after your conclusion, please include the conflict of interest statement. Like if there is any conflict of interest, maybe people they are doing research in biotechnology, they're using animals, so some conflict of interest will be there. So for us, I think there is no potential conflict of interest. We should include these statements nowadays. In acknowledgement. The funding acknowledgement if you want to have to provide, or if you want to acknowledge some research lab or the people those who sponsored for you can acknowledge. It's up to you. Then reference, coming to the reference for a research article. So please try to refer the latest article. It is okay, acceptable. 20 years you can take. Minimum 3, from the target journal. Suppose if I want to submit my journal for composite science and technology, at least try to refer 3 to 4 journals from composite science and technology, or it depends upon your target journal. Okay, so from the target journal, try to refer minimum 3 journals, right? Then cite minimum 35 articles. It depends. Generally, I have seen some researchers within they used to refer only 20-25 articles. So, but for a standard journal, for a scientific article, at least please try to refer minimum 35, or it's up to you. More than 60 articles I have seen, they have referred for the original article. Okay, 60, 70 articles also. These are also some of the important points I thought to share to get the acceptance. Okay, in a reputed journal. Then cite reputed journals in your research area. Yeah, this is the another point. So if you are citing 35 research articles, then only 35 articles you should refer from the reputed journal, because that is the another important point. The editors they will do. They will randomly they will should be a title abstract. Okay, come to the tables figure, then come to the reference. What are the references they have? From which journal? From the reputed journal or from the pediatric journal. Please don't refer the articles from the pediatric journal, which doesn't have impact factor, even which doesn't include included the Scopus publication. At least Scopus, is what I'm going to say. So please refer the journals, the reputed journals, I can say, from Q1 or Q2 articles. Yes. So this one I got to share. Okay, you have submitted your article. The editors are happy and the reviewers are happy. They have given the revision for you. Don't think that during the first stage they will never give the acceptance. At least minor revision they will give. Okay, 99.9% I can say this will happen. The revision. Okay, now we have received the revision from the editor. So how we have to answer? How we are going to revise the manuscript based on the reviewers' comments. Okay, so always we should start from our editor. So dear editor, you no need to mention the name. Dear editor, thank you very much for your kind response. Okay, and efforts taken during the. Please don't don't be too rigid. Okay, always be polite while writing. Okay, directly. Okay, review comment 1. What is the comment? Okay, they have a large amount of data, but the discussion could be improved. Okay, we have improved the data. Like that, please don't write. Pleasing words. Please always use some polite words. I can say. So thank you very much for your kind response and efforts taken during the review process of the manuscript. So and so, as per your suggestion, we have addressed all the comments raised by the reviewers and modified the manuscript. And we would like to thank all the reviewers for spending their valuable time to improve the quality of the manuscript. We have completely revised the manuscript as per reviewers' recommendation. The modifications, generally, you can use any color, blue color or red color. Generally, we used to highlight the modifications with different colors. Then reviewer comments and responses. Now you can start from the reviewer. So this one is only for the editor. He will send the reviewer one comment individually to the reviewer one, like that, for the review 2, 3, 4. So the reviewer 1, thanks for your valuable comments. We have revised the manuscript as per your recommendation. Then individually you have to address his queries. Okay, they have a large amount of data, but the decision could be improved. Okay, thanks. We have completely revised the results and discussion. Like that. Thanks. For each and every question, no need to write the thanks or these type of words. Sometimes it may be useful because sometimes the question is very difficult. If you face some difficult question, what do you have to do? Okay, so here it is impossible to dissipate the force. So like that, he's saying tough question. So thanks, we have completely modified this controversial statement. Like that you can obey, because sometimes you cannot assume that your statement is 100% correct. Sometimes the expert people, they may identify our mistakes, so we should agree. Okay, we should agree our mistake. We can modify the statement. Okay, suppose another case, if the reviewer is wrong. Okay, reviewer is saying that this is wrong. This is the controversial statement. But as per your knowledge, to the best of your knowledge, you feel that this is 100% correct. The sentence what I have written is 100% correct. There is no flaw. Like that, if you personally feel, in that case, you can write like thanks for your suggestion. However, based on this article, this is the phenomena. In a polite way, don't directly say that no, this is wrong. You are wrong. I am right. Don't write like that. Okay. So thanks for your suggestion. However, from this particular research, from this article, you will come to know that this is the phenomena for this particular material. It will behave like that, and then you should refer that particular journal as well. That is the most important thing. That is, they used to say, right? If you are opposing the reviewer, you should clearly give one reference. Okay, without reference, they will not accept. Okay, please go with some reference if you are opposing the reviewer. So these two cases, okay, either you have to accept your flaws, and if you are very strong in your concept, you can oppose your reviewer in a polite way by citing some references, okay, by showing some references. So here I have shown Wang et al. Also followed the same treatment process before adding it. So these are all some justification to get the reviewer attention. So like that, we have the figure 6 must be treated as a function of result. Okay, thanks, modify the figure. So most maybe out of 100 question, maybe 90 question we can agree. Mostly I can say maybe 10 questions if you are opposing, you should show some justification by using some references. So here, now, let me finish it within 5 minutes. Okay. So how to publish a review article? What are the tips I can say? So always please go with the application-oriented characterization. Application is very, very important. Simply if you are doing some results or research, or if you are taking or if you're collecting some data, it's like like a first-year project. I can say undergraduate first-year project. So always we should focus on the application, and we have to do some in-depth analysis for the proposed application. So here I have shown some literatures based on the application-oriented characterization. Then always please try to explore advanced research area in your domain. So please don't do the fundamental research. Fundamental research, of course, it is essential. The thing is, I can say if I want to do some research in composite, the glass fiber based epoxy composite, this is the outdated one, I can say. Okay, if I do some research, then it is very difficult to publish the paper. So maybe you can go with the nano kind of thing, the nano material, maybe in the biocomposite. Nowadays, here I have shown in cutting-edge research the nanocellulose. The people they started to extract the nanocellulose from the plant fiber and go with some application. So here I have shown from the research too. the cellulose from olive fiber, from different fibers people have extracted. Maybe you can extract the nanocellulose from the waste fiber, so you can justify. So I have taken this particular material from the waste material. Since it's a waste material, I can find the potential application from the waste material. Okay, like that, you can justify it. So what are the different applications I have shown with respect to nanocellulose? Nowadays they are using for face mask application, like a facial cream, and they started to use filtration application, implant application, packaging. So too many applications. So this is what I'm trying to say. Try to go with a cutting edge or advanced research in your domain, okay, so that it is easy to publish the paper and it is easy to get the citations as well. And please try to do some critical analysis. Okay, like here I have shown an example in case of composite. Most of the people, these type of research only you can find in the Q1 articles, like in ACS publication, like that, the journals which is having more than 10 impact factor. You can find these type of advanced research so that it is easy to publish, right? So try to understand. So here they have copied the microstructure. They have taken the microstructure from nectar or bone or shark skin. They have made some material. This is the in-depth research you can see. Bio-inspired composite. Okay, and then please always go with the analytical and numerical modeling, experimental, analytical, and numerical simulation, so that it is easy for you to publish your paper. Okay, and coming to the plagiarism and presentation. So please don't copy the content from the published data, and don't do the paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means what? Active voice to passive voice. Okay. I have done this research, that is the active voice. The research has been done by me. Even when you do the passive voice, of course, the sometimes the plagiarism software, the authenticator alternative, it will not detect. But we should follow some ethics. So please don't do the paraphrasing. Don't publish in predatory channels. So again, I'm saying, don't go with the predatory channel which doesn't have impact factor. The people those are claiming they have the impact factor. We have more than 8 impact factor, but if you check in the JCI report, they won't have the impact factor. So these type of journals, I'm trying to say, it's a predatory journal. Okay. Now regarding the tools, they have told you Authenticate and Turnitin. Authenticate is the most reputed tool. Turnitin also they are using the universities. Please check the grammar. Okay. Using the grammar, you can check, and the vocabulary is also very, very important when you try to publish your journal. You repeat that article. Okay, simply like most of the UG students, here I have some experience by giving some article to a UG student. He will write in a way like how he is speaking. Okay, so our speaking is entirely different, but while writing, we should follow some the order. We should use some good vocabularies, okay, for which you can refer to the paper journals. You can get very good vocabularies. Okay, so for the reference manager, you can go with a note. Also people are using. So title keywords already we have discussed. So proofread before submission. Yeah, this is the other important thing. Of course, we are all like a human being. We will do some mistake. Even the typo error we will do. So please try to give your papers to your friends to read your, proofreading, I can say, before submission. Then schematic, already have shown you how to draw the schematic. You can use any softwares or simply you can use the PowerPoint, okay, to draw the schematic. And coming to the journals, so while submitting the journal, please try to refer the JCR report in your area. For example, in the composite, if you have around 15, I can say, if you have 100 journals, the first 25 articles, it is termed as Q1. From 6 to 10, it is called as Q2. From 11 to 15, Q3, like that, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So based on their impact factor, we used to categorize the journals, okay, quartile 1 to quartile 4. So try to publish in quartile 1 and quartile 2. Then if you don't get the acceptance, you can do with the quartile 3 as well as quartile 4 publication journals, you can say. Then people sometimes, they feel difficult. They find difficulty while searching the target journal. So for which in the Elsevier you can see this one, find journal. If you type, give the paper title, you can it will show the target journal. But sometimes we can refer, we can discuss with your senior news professors. So they may know a lot of tricks, like for example, the people those who are doing research in alternate fuel, the target journal is fuel. Okay, which is a very good journal. But sometimes some researchers, they knew that some multidisciplinary journals. So when you go with multidisciplinary journals, because everyone cannot publish their paper in the fuel or composite science and technology. You can do if your quality of your paper is really good, you can publish. But still, if you find some difficulty, you can go with multidisciplinary journal. Generally, they will take all the journals, the multidisciplinary journals. You can go with these type of multidisciplinary journals, for which you have to do some searching. Okay, in the Google or in the JCR report, you have to do some searching. Then you can get the ranking and the impact factor from the JCR. Okay, how many articles they have published, the full history you can take from the JCR report, Derivative Analytics. Yeah, this is the final one. So we will have too many struggles during the publication. We have to cross the editor, reviewers. Too many obstacles will come, but never give up. So please please have a patience. Okay? Please have a patience and never give up to publish your paper. Then finally your paper will be accepted. Okay? So this is about my institute. They have given this status. They are recognized as PhD as an institution of eminence. They are some of the potential of PhD. So the Canara ranking and QS ranking I have given. So the QS ranking we are in the 250th position. Okay, thank you for your attention. So if there is any question, I'm glad to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Prabhakaran, sir, please, if there is any question, please ask the expert.
Yes, sir. Sir, first question, what are the steps to follow the copyright permission? How do we approach?
Yes, sir. Okay. Let me show you let me go back to my slide. Okay, so here I'm showing. So you can type the journal name, sir, for which from where you are going to copy the figure. Then here I have given the title, Formation of Letters in the Alphabet using 4D Printing of Composite. So from this particular journal, okay, from this particular article, if you want to copy one figure, here you can see always, even this is with respect to science healthcare and what is that, APA. It will appear there. Name